Hi, this is just a tutorial to show a little bit of my workflow. I had to go in and for the Aysheaia chase I'm going to do next weekend. I wanted some little rabbit, some prize, what we're going to be chasing, and I wanted them to have numbers on them. So originally I was going to come in and I was just going to add a number to over the ridges. And I had no really good way of doing this anyway. And plus, these have been made into NFTs, so I did not want to use those original NFTs. So I decided let's just go ahead and change the actual a basic shape and make a flat area like this for a number. So actually I could just show you how I did that. If we tab into edit mode, face mode, and then I think I either use circle select or I probably hit shift, and then if you hit control you can just select a wide area like that. Didn't quite get them all. Okay, I think the actual space may have been larger. So now to make these even, if you don't know how to do this, this is a real handy thing. Go into vertex mode and make sure you are in active element. This is the most important part, is the active element has to be checked. And so just select something that's about the height you want. Shift, select that vertice, so you deselect it, and then shift it back on. And now all you're going to do is you're going to do SZ0, and that will move all the vertices to 0 on the Z per that one active element. And then I believe, let's see, you could go through and select all the faces and delete and then fill it, or you can press X and do a limited dissolve. And in this case, it will dissolve things the way we want. I did also go ahead and I selected that and I made those edges hard, and then I also added a seam there, and then I UV unwrapped it. Again, I don't want to go into a lot of detail about that because there's plenty of tutorials that are way better than this for that. But anyway, like I said, I crisped it up, and that's how I got this nice hard edge. Okay, I'll just go into that one thing, and if you do Control E, you can go down here and mark sharp, and then you can also do Control E. You may as well go ahead and mark the seam because you're going to want a seam there, and then there's some other places you had to do the seam. Again, I'm not going to go into UV editing or UV unwrapping. But anyway, so we get this this model, and I've decided to add just a whole new textures and number in Substance Painter. And if Substance Painter is a really good program, I have a standalone version I bought a couple years ago. If I were starting right now, I would look into 3D Coat as well, if this is something you're wanting to get into. But anyway, I won't go into a full tutorial on this, but I've brought my model in. If you have a high poly model, you can go ahead and bake those high poly textures, detailed textures in Substance Painter. It does it in a really good way and real simple way. But this is the number 12. I kind of got into a system for getting these out fast where I just basically used the same material. I didn't do any customizing to it other than the color or a few things. And like there's this particular material I knew had a whole lot of different options that you could just quickly click on. And this is a 4-color custom. You could change a lot of things real fast. So I was able to go through and just change these to a whole bunch of different things. Up here, I did not go into vertex. I did some vertex painting in Blender. So this model actually has I don't know if I can show you from here. I'm going to just pretend to add so add mask with color selection, and then if I would go pick a color, and this is where you can see the vertex paint. Again, there's tutorials to show you how, but when I do that, it'll automatically select just those colors, and then whatever you do will just be affecting that area of the model. This is a good way also to work with one material instead of multiple materials. Anyway, let's, I don't need that there. I think I could delete that. So let's go in and that was this material here. And then this folder I've used, for these others, I wanted to, I did a color selection so that only this would be affected. And now all the materials or layers I add will only be affecting this area on the mesh. So anyway, if I want to change this, I've got two layers, one's red, one's white. This one has a black mask on it. And so if I, for instance, if I get rid of this, then you'll see there's no mask. It's whatever's on top is what's going to show. But I'm going to add that black mask back on. And then now you can add all kinds of, you can add smart filter or smart mask. Or what I'm going to do is going to go to the alphas and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to type search font. So now this is going to sort of stencil that on there. And so we want that larger. And we don't want substance there. So what we do is we go down to parameters and the text we can change to whatever we want. Now we have that. And once you get it to where you want to, oh, we could also change this background so it matches the Aysheaia more. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's Aysheaia. And then we would export our textures, and there's different settings for that. But I already have those exported. And what I do then is I go back into Blender and I go into shading mode. And this is just another really cool thing if you're not aware of this yet. It's a fairly recent thing for me. If you do, there's something called Node Wrangler that is an add-on. It's really useful. Here I am in shading, and I would normally have to add all these different nodes, the image texture, and then copy it, and then connect everything individually. All you have to do with this Node Wrangler enabled is click on the principled shader, make sure it's selected. I'm going to hit Shift Control T, and then that's going to take me to, well, I need to find the folder where I have my textures saved. Okay, so I have it in this. So each of these folders has a separate set of textures for each model. So I'm going to select that. All I got to do is click, Shift, select everything, and click Principled Setup, and look what happened. I mean, that is amazing. I don't have to do any setup. There it is, rendered, and that's ready to go. I'm going to, we can export it as, well, I could do the GLB or GLTF. And I want FBX though. And I'm wondering about, I'm thinking the best way to export this is an FBX. I think external data, automatically pack. I think that's what I want. I always get a little confused on that. So export FBX, and I'm just going to go to that folder, and I'm going to title this A1. I don't know why, but of course if you've used Blender you know that it does not select the object by default, and that's all we need. I didn't check that my rotation was correct, but it is. So as long as your textures are in the file, an FBX should open with the textures. That's the general rule, and it did. So here we are. That's just, you know, it's just a really good workflow I found for getting, you can really work with these, you can really work with the textures and substance and get some really amazing effects also. So that is the tutorial, and I haven't decided it's going to be Saturday or Sunday is the Aysheaia chase, and let's see, I'm going to have a prize for whoever photographs the most, and it'll be, oops, I better not turn that off. I can't do that. There'll be one prize for 2D and one for VR, and I think I can find that pretty fast. Let's see. So I just minted, this one's number 8 is for the 2D winner, and This is for the 3D winner. They will each link to IPFS Pinata folder that will have a GLB file and a Unity package file. And then these are some of the others. So that is it. I hope you can make it. Just watch for the events page and I'll add more details about the chase. It should be fun.